Report: dozens of ICE and CBP agents have abused women and children.
I guess.
This headline was one of the least surprising headlines I've ever read.
Like, I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form. I'm just depressed about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it gets more depressing.
I don't.
Like,
how?
You know how 40% of cops are domestic abusers?
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like the hiring procedures for ICE agents and CBP agents are even laxer than that for the cops.
That's ungood.
But I mean, we've kind of known that since we covered that story of the person that like went to Texas, just like an investigative journalist who was very public about how much she wanted to abolish ICE, goes to a Texas recruitment thing, just being like, okay, well, let's just see how far I get. And however far I get, I'll write a silly story about it, and then that'll be the end of it. And then actually got hired by ICE because they didn't do the basic just checking to see who this person is before.
Yeah.
So, we've known that their hiring policies are shit. So this week, we published an investigation into David Bruillet, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent who killed, they say reportedly killed. He killed 25-year-old Johann Sebastian Duran Guerrero in Bideford, Maine. Bideford? I don't know how to pronounce that one. Johann Sebastian I can do, but not Bideford.
Not Bideford?
In Maine earlier this month. That investigation revealed a long history of alleged violence against Brulette's ex-wives and children, including at least one incident that I've heard of where he threw boiling water at them.
That
while she was holding a baby.
My God. Why is he alive?
Good question. So on July 22nd, the advocacy group Ohio Immigrant Alliance released a list of 59 active and former ICE and CBP agents charged with sexual and violent crimes between 2007 and 2026. Brulette is no outlier, says Lynn Tremonte, executive director of the organization that I just mentioned. But we have no way of knowing the full extent of the problem because the agency doesn't even look at family court records. So family court records are the ones that you'll find that my partner's ex is a piece of shit.
So they don't even look at the basic stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not criminal if it's just in family court. But I feel like bare minimum for all law enforcement of any kind, you need to you need a reference list of your exes, and they need to say that yes, I would trust this person to have a gun.
Yeah,
that's actually part of the process of getting a gun in Canada. If you have an ex, they need to write a letter being like, yes, I am okay with this person getting a gun. I don't remember the exact details. I just know my brother had some issues with that. Not because he had an ex that wouldn't do it, but because he didn't actually have any exes.
Oh. And they're just like, we don't believe that you've not had relations.
Jacob Bartnowski for $5 says, I'm at Gen Con and we had people talking about how ICE is grabbing people at the airport. Gross.
Fucking
Fennec
hell.
says, I didn't know you had a brother. Yeah, I do. I also have a sister. I am the middle child. A federal employment website states that all personnel employed by ICE are mandated to undergo a comprehensive background investigation. And when they were asked for comment...
But they don't.
Yeah, no. When they were asked for comment... a DHS spokesperson replied with, "We take allegations regarding misconduct seriously and cherish the public's trust. We work tirelessly to uphold the rule of law and hold ourselves accountable." In other words, bullshit.
Walmart investigated Walmart and found that Walmart committed no fraud.
Well, this isn't even that. This is just...
I'm just saying it's on the same level.
We pinky promise that we check people before we hire them. Even though we know from that story of the person... who went to Texas.
We know they don't.
But that's not true. 50 of the 59 cases the group documented were sex crimes, and many of them were committed against children.
Normally, I'm the kind of person that says that the word many carries a lot of undue weight in conversations, but when we're talking about kids,
One is too many.
Yeah, like when we're talking about kids, one is enough. One is plenty.
I prefer my wording.
I think your wording was also perfectly reasonable, but I'm doing this from ICE's perspective.
Yeah, no, I still prefer my wording. So, according to their research, cases documented in 2025 and 2026 alone accounted for 42.4% of the list, which is 25 out of the 59 cases. So this is not old stuff mostly. This is stuff that's happened in the last year. And like if you compare that to 2020, the previous peak year, it was 6 as opposed to 25. And so it seems like as Trump is firing up his let's get rid of all the immigrants machinery, they've had to get a little bit sloppy about their hiring procedures.
Because they want to have as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm. In May of 2026, a federal employee who conducted background checks for Department of Homeland Security agents during the Twin Cities ICE crackdown was sentenced for solicitation of prostitution involving a minor, also known as raping a minor.
Why?
So this is the guy who's supposed to be doing the background checks. So
Yeah?
Is it any wonder that a bunch of child predators got through the cracks?
I mean, no, it's not a wonder, but I'm also I'm getting increasingly more angry.
I told you you'd get angry. And then 2 decades earlier, showing that this is a very long-running problem, the man in charge of Operation Predator, which was an ICE program focused on deporting individuals accused of sex crimes, was found guilty of indecent exposure to a minor. He lost his job, but kept his pension. And in May of this year, the Southern Border Communities Coalition and journalist John Carlos Frey compiled a list of over 170 instances of sexual violence by immigration agents over the past 50 years. This is like on the same level as the Catholic Church.
Institutional rape bin.
Mm-hmm. And then bottom of the article's cut off on your guys' thing, but there's just 2 more quotes I want to read. It's 1 more quote separated by fluff. ICE and Border Patrol agents have a disturbing track record of sexually and violently abusing women and children, including members of their families. These are not people who should be given guns and free rein to roam U.S. communities.
Yep, agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
So, hashtag abolish ICE, everyone.
There's a certain point where you just have to accept that a bad apple in the barrel makes the entire barrel fucking rotten. And this is one of those times.
Yeah, no. If the guy in charge of making sure you don't have child predators on your team is a child predator, I don't trust your team.
Yeah, nor should you. Nor should you. Like again, there's a threshold. And once you've passed that threshold, I can no longer grant trust. ICE passed that threshold like many children ago. So do we have any more on this one, or
no? That's it for this one. But the next one's going to make you angry too.
Oh. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.